time graphs, which are an interesting type of graphs. And so we've got to read and interpret this. And there's quite a bit here in the success criteria. Understand the horizontal axis is home. When the line is flat, the object is stationary. So we want to tick these that we know how to do this at the end of the lesson. Steepness is the speed of the graph. If the graph is going up, the object is getting further away. If the graph, so that's going this way. If the graph is going down, it's getting closer to home, so it's going this way. So hopefully we understand that by the end of this lesson. Let's get into it. Let's get straight into an example. So we've got Milo, who's on a journey, okay? What's the total distance that Milo has traveled? Now, we've got to be careful here because this tells us the distance here, but it tells us how far he went. Now, according to the first success criteria, the horizontal axis is home, okay? So Milo started traveling here, 3 kilometers. You can see that from there. And then got up to 8 kilometers. So he traveled 8 kilometers away from home. But then he traveled 8 kilometers back because now we're back to 0. Okay. So what was the total distance traveled? It was 8 plus 8 kilometers and it equals 16 kilometers. Okay. Now, this is really important. I'm going to reiterate this. When you're going up, you're going away from home and then you still have to walk home. So it's like walking around a block. The further away you get from your house, you always have to walk those kilometers back. Now, these graphs won't always go all the way back, but just remember like that unless it comes back to this line at the bottom, we haven't gotten home, okay? So that's 16 kilometers. In between what times was Milo at rest? Now, here it says that things, when the line is flat, the object is stationary or at rest. So that happens between here and here. So it's between 30 and 60 minutes. So between 30 and 60 minutes, Milo was having a rest. So whenever you see a horizontal line, they're having a rest. When did Milo turn to go home? So when you turn to go home is when you start going this direction. So it looks like it will be at 90 minutes. You go at 90 minutes, which is 1 hour and a half. 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 1 hour and a half. Last one, after how long did Milo get home? So Milo got home after 240 minutes. Now, it wants it in hours. Now there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So I have to divide this by 60. Okay. So I get 4 hours as my answer. All right. So there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So 240 minutes is 4 hours and we're set. So distance time graph works like this. Let's do a second example. And it says draw a distance, and now we're drawing it to graph the following event. So with a distance time graph, I'm going to use a different color because that's not working. So with a distance time graph, we've got to have the time at the bottom and the distance at the top. So let's look at this. It says Tony left home and traveled 5 kilometers in 1 hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 5 kilometers here and I'll put 1 hour here. So I'll put time in hours. You always have to label your diagram. Okay, so that'll be 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and that'll be about 10 kilometers. Okay, so now let's do it. Tony traveled 5 kilometers in 1 hour. So let's go up to there. See how we go up to there, and that's 5 kilometers. So that fits. Now we're drawing it. Then he had a rest. Sorry about my English. So had a rest for 2 hours. Okay. So 2 hours after this 1 hour had a rest. So what I have to do is I have to draw 1 hour there because it goes up to 2 and another hour, another horizontal line. Okay, so we've done that. And then it says, then he traveled another 3 hours in an hour. So what we have to do is that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So probably around here. And this is an extra hour here. So we have to draw a line that goes from here to here. All right. And this is distance in kilometers. Okay. And I probably did it a bit messy, so let's clean that up. Okay. Distance in kilometers. So what we have here is that we've drawn a distance time graph with the following event. So of this information, we've drawn it, and it's in pink, and it's amazing, and it's wonderful. Anyway, that's the end of that. Peace out.